G'day, my name is Dainty and I've got no money. My woodworking money, my side hustle, cassiola. It's all gone. So here's what I'm going to do about it right now. But first, a little backstory. Who doesn't love a backstory? Very quick. A bit over 12 months ago, I went on a mission to find 20 pallets, to bust them down and to see if it was worth the effort. Spoiler alert, it was. Then about 6 months ago, I took all the stretchers from those 20 pallets and I harvested them to see if they were worth the effort. The answer was also yes. And I ended up with this flash outfeed table that was meant to be a coffee table. Those videos, they're going to be at the end. Now in that video, I said that these few stretchers alone would be worth the effort. And that is what I'm about to find out. However, when I say these stretchers alone, the reality is I have to join those pieces of wood to other pieces of wood. The plan is to gather up all the treasures in the shed that I've been gathering over the last few years and do a production run of woodworking mallets. But don't leave, please don't leave. This is not a wood turning video. Not a wood turning video. I'll be banging on a little bit about things, side hustles, using all the machines for your woodworking pleasure. So stick with me. Alrighty, thanks for sticking with me. Okay, last time I say that. Promise. A little bit more for the backstory, just for context. My name is Dainty and I have a side hustle, which is everything that happens in this shed. The future one day pipe dream plan is to eventually go full business human and give up working night shift. But for now, I have an out of control hobby that makes me a side hustler. And what that side hustle actually means for me, and most likely for some of you, is that side hustle cassiola supplements the household income. Now, the side hustle income has to pay for everything in the shed, so I treat it like a business. However, what I don't do is borrow money for any sort of capital investment. I raise the money for one thing at a time. And sometimes that money raising can be very slow because, as I said, the cassiola is a supplement to the household income. For example, if the dishwasher shits itself or the dog gets heat stroke and costs you $2,000, that is not an example. The side hustle comes to the rescue. And without that cash, I think I'd be up shit creek. Long story short, the real unexpected bills come first, and then I keep chipping away at the next thing to improve and enhance the shed as a business. I'll get the chainsaw. Now, the shed piggy bank is bone dry, so I figure I'd best make some mallets for hopefully a quick cash injection. Only problem is I have run out of all the consumables required to make the mallets. I have run out of glue, I am out of dowel, and I don't want to have to turn my own because that's way too time intensive. I'm out of the flapper disc to sand back the skateboards, and most importantly, I have run out of my little Dainer made coins, which in my opinion are essential for this particular product. People love the handmade items, and I think the branding is a big part of that for me, and probably why I've been able to sell the amount of mallets that I have to date. You know how putting a chamfer on things will make you feel good on the inside? Using a Forstner bit on a drill press has the exact same feeling. Anyway, gonna go put a chamfer on these, so I'm gonna be feeling pretty good today. So, I can't sell the mallets without the coins, but I can't buy more coins until I sell the mallets. This is the struggle of the side hustler. So this is what I'm doing. I have these 3 signs that haven't sold. A batch of coins for 100 is about $400. I got to raise that money first. So what I'm going to do is drill through the other side, punch it out, and then when I get more coins, I'll put these back on the market with a new coin. Unless you buy it right now. Okay, too late. It's gone. Now, as I go looking for a drill bit to salvage the coins out of the sign, this is what I find. What do you know? 4 more coins. Hold the phone. Just found the last 4 coins, unopened, unused, in the drawer over there. So these are still for sale. They're on my website, dainermade.com. Right, I have 4 coins, so I need to make 4 mallets straight up to fund the new coins. Plus, I still need to fund the glue, the flapper discs, and the dowel. Anyway, the plan is to get the first 4 out the door, then I can pay the invoice for the coins, get them ordered, and get that happening, so I can get this side hustle back in action for 2024. And time is not on my side. I am at least a few weeks away from my next YouTube payday, which is a side hustle to the side hustle. But who knows what unexpected surprises life will throw at me, like paying tax on the side hustle. Who knew? Now, lucky for me, I just found a commission for an X-Tool laser sitting in my PayPal account. So thank you very much to the random pommie who bought that X-Tool machine. You have just helped me pay for the glue, the dowel, and the flapper discs. Happy days, here we go. Not so happy days, and away we don't go. Have you heard of this thing called inflation? I just received the quote from Ties and Cuffs for my little coins, and the coins are no longer $4 each, they are more like $7 each. That's 700 kangaroo I need just for coins. The good folks at Ties and Cuffs have actually given me a little discount as a returning customer, so now I'm up for about 600 kangaroo for the coins, which means I now need to sell even more mallets before I can pay for the coins, and before I see any profits for the shed. So, desperate times means desperate measures. I'm going back to plan A. I'm going to knock the coins out of these 3 signs, and I also found 1 coin in one of my own personal mallets, so I'm stealing that as well. That'll give me 8 coins, 8 mallets. Just got to keep going. What I do want to stress is I have been lucky to sell a lot of mallets so far, and I'm under no illusion that I've been able to sell a lot of those mallets because I have built up a following on the internet. For that, I'm very, very grateful. The reality is though, mallets don't just fly off the shelves. It may appear that way for those people who are always trying to get hold of a mallet, but that is because I can only make a handful at a time and sell them in dribs and drabs. Mind you, it does make for very good supply and demand, I must admit, but that is not intentional. I am not that smarter of a business human just yet. However, it is a good source of topping up the shed piggy bank, but they do take time to make, and that is time I generally want to spend on doing other projects that are better for my YouTube channel. Wood turning is not good for the YouTube channel. I have heard you loud and clear. Okay, a couple of quick thank yous for this first mallet run. First one is for Studio Doubled. If you are ever in Townsville, you must visit this absolute woodworker heaven of a place. It is simply amazing inside, so I don't want to spoil it. Anyway, I digress. When I went in to buy the Type 1 from Studio Doubled, I was also planning on buying some more mallet head stock. Yes, I do buy wood occasionally, but not today. Joel at Studio Double very kindly threw in this chunk of lychee, which I managed to get 4 mallet heads out of. Free wood increases the profit margin. Hashtag full business human. And a second massive thank you is to David Kelly, aka Ned's Woodworking. He has randomly been hooking me up with all sorts of timber over the years, like the 8-meter Merbu pallet days, to other random bits and pieces that will most likely get a run in mallets. Mostly various species of Hardius vicarius, like these chunks of the Darwin Wharf, which are a beautiful tone of chocolate, Hardius vicarius. The loose plan is to do a production run to set myself up with as much stock for as many mallets as possible. Get all the hard work done in one go, get all my stock for mallet heads, handles, rough turn all the handles and get the dowels in, sand all the skateboards and get all those glued together and machined into blanks, and then store all the stock so that I can continue to make mallets throughout the year when I get a chance, or when something else is going on in the shed, like the CNC is working or the workbenches are covered in other things. I can hit the lathe. or when demand is greater than supply, and hopefully I can sell them nice and fast. Okay, first batch sold in a day. Happy days, 4 done. Second batch had the slightly unorthodox mallet head, which I kind of like. They took a couple of days, but they're done, out the door, sold. Now I have rambled on a lot so far, but I do want to say you are not on your own if you feel like you are struggling with your side hustle. I know very well that it can feel like 2 steps forward and 3 steps back sometimes. You just have to keep at it. And just keep reminding yourself what your side hustle is actually for. What is it trying to do for you personally and your particular circumstances? My best advice is find something that you love to do and figure out a way to monetize it. Just tread carefully. You don't want the thing that you love to be ruined because of that monetization. That makes sense? Saying that, 99% of you are watching this because you are woodworkers. And woodworking is pretty easy to monetize in some way. Some are obvious, some are not, some you figure out on the go. But for me, it is win-win. Win, in my book. Do the thing you love. People send you monies for the thing that you love doing, and this thing is so good for your noggin and feeling good on the inside. And the other massive bonus is you are going to learn so much about running a business. You're going to learn so much about yourself without going through all the stress that comes along with diving in head first and going full business human when you're not quite ready. Okay, so the next batch is the skateboard handle mallets. You'll notice that I'm not overly smiling about this run because those mallets, they're going straight to the new washing machine that just shit itself. You can't make this stuff up. Anyway, they'll be made of skateboards and most likely lychee on the mallet head. They're probably on my website, or maybe they're already all sold, hopefully. Okay. Side hustles. You gotta have one. Catch you later.